Hey, what's going on, my friend? Julian Sherman here. And a lot of people have been asking me recently about our up and coming webinars. And a lot of people have even been saying, hey, Julian, I registered for your webinar and I'm not getting the link for it. And reason being is because we set it up where if you ever get an email from me, make sure that, to this email or any email you get, just press a reply and say, hey, I got your email, because the second you press reply, it'll make sure that you get all the emails and all the updates for our upcoming webinars. And everybody's been blowing me up because they're like, Julian, how are so many people coming into your community and getting results so fast? People like Dalton Stewart, who was in the military 6 months ago and he just had a $40,000 month, or Dan Prince, who's actually a brain surgeon who was just looking for some more free time, who plugged into our community and had a $40,000 month. Or Steve King, one of my clients here, who came in and in his first month he did over $7,000 and actually just had a $45,000 month. Or Eric Carlson, who just had a $60,000 month. The reason being is because, for the first time ever, we've created an automated solution. Something where any average everyday person can plug in and get results part-time. Because, for myself and Matt, yes, we were able to come in and on our own, do all the way up to $100,000 per month. But what we realized is that although we were able to create such success, we noticed that the everyday average person wasn't able to create success. And, for me and Matt, yes, it's fun making money. We had great months, we traveled the world, we had a good time, but there's a different type of feeling that you get. For example, when I had my first $10,000 month, it felt great. But when I have people like Steve or Dan or Eric or Justin or Matt or all these other people in our community message me and say, hey, Julian, because of the system that you and Matt put in place here, I was just able to have a $10,000 month. That feeling is a lot more powerful than making money on your own. And like I said, reason being is because for the first time ever, we've created an automated system where 90% of the things that you normally have to do to create an income online are automated for you. Myself, Matt, and the other 6- and 7-figure earners here, we take care of that so that you can come in and get results as quick as possible. We actually just invested over $100,000 in technology and software to automate this process even more. Myself and Matt just invested over $50,000 of our own money for call centers, so that people that work with us, they don't need to get on the phone, because most people don't feel comfortable getting on the phone. So our whole goal to start with the Global Affiliate Zone and what we're doing here is we wanted to create the best automated, streamlined, simplest system for the newest person to come in and get a result. And that's why, people from all these different companies and all these opportunities are coming up to us and saying, hey, like, we want to give you, we've had people give us contracts for over $100,000 to build what we have here. But that's not what we're here for. We're here for the newest person. We don't want to do anything corporate. We don't want to, sell out. We're here to help the newest person. And that's why we've had so many success stories in our community. So I just wanted to cut this video, because just a short video, because you probably haven't seen a video of me in a while. I've been traveling around. I've been really, over the past couple months, putting a lot of money and time into this system to create more success stories. What's up, Eric? We got our programmer over here.
How y'all doing?
This guy is one of the biggest responsibilities for why we've been able to automate things. He's a tech guy, and we brought him on the team.
There's a ton of great stuff coming, guys.
Yeah, making a quick little video.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's the thing, like I said, our vision, our goal from day one, like I keep saying, is to help the newest person get a result, because that's the reason why people stay around. Me and Matt, like I said, we've made great money, we've done well, but when you're the only ones making money, it's not as exciting. And with this system and what we've put together, we've had so many people just get incredible results. I mean, it's mind-blowing. For example, Dan Prince, the brain surgeon that I just told you had over a $40,000 month. He paid over $250,000 for his education when let me actually pop out here. It's so hot here in Las Vegas. Oh man, I just moved to Las Vegas about 3 months ago, and let me tell you, it's freaking hot, but we're in a beautiful neighborhood here. It's absolutely gorgeous. But like I was saying, Dan Prince, he paid over $250,000 for his education to become a brain surgeon, and he makes very good money, multiple six figures. And then he actually attended one of our webinars that we did in the past. He plugged into our system, he followed our training, which is step by step, click by click, and 7 months later, he's making as much as he's making as a brain surgeon. So he doubled his income, but he's not putting in 60, 80 hours a week like he does at the hospital. He's putting in about an hour or two a day, and sometimes he doesn't even put in any time. He's just like, he sets up his ads, how we teach him click by click, and they're just running for him. So the power of what we have here is really crazy. And honestly, what it comes down to, a lot of my friends, a lot of my family, they see what I'm doing and they're just like, yeah, Julian, you're able to make 20, 30, 40, 50,000 all the way up to $100,000 per month, but it's not real. Yes, I see you living in Thailand for 3 months at a time, Costa Rica for 3 months, just moved into a beautiful 10,000 square foot mansion here in Las Vegas. And the one thing that I came down to, which has separated people that get results in this industry of making money online and working from home and people that don't, it really comes down to one thing. Because for me personally, I'm not the smartest person ever. My partner Matt, we're not geniuses. 2 years ago, I was a personal trainer making $10 an hour. I literally just lifted dumbbells for a living. I didn't have any special skill set. Matt, my partner, who just did over 130,000 in a month, he was working at a butcher shop. He was the guy, maybe I'll put a picture on this video to show you, but he was the guy making $10 an hour just carrying around slabs of meat, for a living. Steve King, the guy who came in and did 7,000 in his first month, or it was like 7,200. He's a ditch digger. He drills holes for a living. But the one thing that I realized that separates the people that get results and the people that don't, it all comes down to one thing. And it really just comes down to belief. When I was starting in my online business, a couple years ago, and I was struggling, because I didn't have the automation that you have access to with our community, I had to learn everything from the start. I believed it was possible. Because I was in college, right? I was a personal trainer and I was in college, and I was sitting there in college and I was looking at my professor, and it was just simple logic to me. I was looking at my professor and I was like, well, I know I want to do business. I know I want to create a life that's amazing. I want to travel the world. I want to live in, 10,000 square foot mansions. I want to have a good life. And I was looking at my college professor in business class. It was actually in a macroeconomics class. I remember this so vividly. I was sitting in the back, and then after class, I came up to him and I was like, hey, professor, how much money do you make? And he was kind of stunned by that. He's like, you shouldn't ask that. Well, I'm like, I want to do business and I want to follow people that do business. So I'm just curious. If I'm going to follow you, I want to know what you're doing. And he's like, well, I make about $40,000 a year. And I was like, okay, what types of businesses have you run? What type of experience do you have? And he's like, well, I've never actually ran a business. And I'm like, well, you never ran a business, but the stuff you're teaching me is how to run a business. He's like, well, the principles work, but I've never done it myself. And after that, I decided, you know what? I'm dropping out of college and I'm finding people that have the results that I want. And I was fortunate enough to find some people, some mentors online who I paid a hefty amount of money to learn from, who got results. These weren't people with fancy degrees. These weren't people that, were in college for 8 years. A lot of them were dropouts, but they realized how affiliate marketing works, how to find a product that has a high paying commission structure, and how to run ads to that. So you don't have to be the face of anything. You don't have to, bug your family and friends. You don't need to do three-way calls. You don't need to do home parties. These were people that I wanted to learn from. So I learned from them, and I believed it was possible because they had the results I wanted. They were traveling the world. They left their 9-to-5 dead-end jobs. They were living a life by design. So, I believe that, if I follow people that have the results that I want, that I'm ultimately going to get those results. And I didn't care how long it took. For me, anything was better than going to college and making $30,000, $40,000 a year. I actually just read a report that the average income is about $30,000 to $35,000 a year, which you can't do anything. They call it a job, just over broke. There's not much you can do when you're only making that much money. So the one thing I came down to, that it was just belief. You know, I believed it was possible. While my friends thought I was crazy, while my parents told me that, you know, I need to get it together and get a job, you know, I was there on my computer building this online business. And thank God I didn't listen to them, because it brings me to now, 2 years later, where I'm traveling the world, having months as high as $100,000 in a single month. But the thing is what gets me excited is it's not about me. You know, having people like Dan, who had no experience, come in and do 45,000 in a month, or Steve, who had no experience, do 7,000 in a month, and then 6 months later have a $45,000 month. People like Dalton, who had no experience, he was working in the military, making about $2,000 or $3,000 a month. Just had a $45,000 month, and he's actually having $10,000 days. He's had like 2 or 3 $10,000 days. And that's what excites me. You know, that's what's so powerful, because since me and Matt were able to go through that struggle and learn this, we've been able to create an automated system, so you don't have to go through that. You can plug into an automated, click-by-click, step-by-step system that's proven to work. And if you've seen our webinars, then you know that it works. We have way too many testimonials to say otherwise. So that's what gets me excited. So I just wanted to make this quick video. I'm going to start making more videos for you. I've just been so busy putting money into this system, into development, into infrastructure, to make sure that you have the simplest, easiest possible solution to create an income online. And our goal is to create as many success stories as we possibly can. We've already have over 20 people in our community in just the last year who are making over 6 figures, and that's our goal. You know, that's why people are coming up to us and saying, you know, how can I work with you? How can I do this? Because we've created an automated system that handles 90% of the grunt work for you. You know, when you build an online business, there's so many things that you need to do. I went through 3 years of a learning curve. There's so many things that you need to do. So what we've done is we've taken 90% of the work that we've been able to automate through paying for systems and infrastructure, and only give you the 10%, and only have you do the 10% that actually matters for you to get a result. And you're going to see exactly how you can do that as you attend our webinar coming up here on Thursday. So, like I said, make sure you reply to this email so you get my all my notifications. Make sure you show up to this the next upcoming webinar, which is Thursday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. I'm going to be sending you a bunch of reminders. I would show up about 15 to 20 minutes early to make sure that you get a spot, because we do get maxed out. Sometimes we have over 1,000 people on our webinar, and I want to make sure you can get all this information for yourself, so that, you know, we can help you crush out an income online. So with that, I'll see you guys on the webinar, and I look forward to keeping you guys updated to everything we're doing. Take care.